Happy 10th episode, everybody. Starting off a little bit different here today. So, we just wanted to jump in here, say thank you guys for the support. I know I've been having a ton of fun. I know Bobby's been having a ton of fun too. Um, we just wanted to do kind of a quick recap of what we learned through 10 episodes so far.
Absolutely. Yeah. And just to piggyback off that, I've been having such a good time hearing other people like, hey, I've listened to Drunken Suits. That means the world to me. We've got fans, I guess you could call them, which is so cool. People that are watching every episode. So it just means the world to us. We're just doing it to have some fun. And it's cool that other people are enjoying it too. But yeah, we've been learning a whole lot about bachelor parties, about different cities, and about podcasting, which we did it before.
Oh, yeah.
Some yeah. So I mean, let's get into some cool things that we've been kind of our takeaways at up to episode 10. I'll hit it first then. One thing that you need to know for planning a bachelor party is know the group's vibe. I think that's so important. Every city has different different vibes to it. You have your party goers, your whiskey groups. You could go camping. Get to know what the guys are going to like and what's going to be enjoyable for everybody and the groom, what they're liking and what they're expecting, and what the no goes are too, and uh, and then plan it according. There's so many cities out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Every group is different. I think that's something we've seen so far. Incredible amount of variety in what types of things you can do. Now, when it comes to the differences, right, it's important to really understand that. I think that's another thing that we've been really hammering home is like, make sure you're planning, make sure you're really thinking about this before it all starts. Don't just throw it together last minute. You want to have some things in mind. You want to have some things planned. You definitely want to consider budgets, timelines, all of that beforehand. The earlier, the better.
Yeah, I totally agree. But I think with planning too, one of the my takeaways too is don't overplan it. You don't want to
Yeah.
drown everybody out. I think some of the best memories that we've heard about are that spontaneous. They get a little bit of that city, in them, something that wasn't planned out, something that wasn't touristy. All these cities have some locals, they have some dive bars, they have just fun nights ahead of them. So don't overplan, but the things you do need to plan, like you're saying, make sure you get your research in.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And if maybe you're not the one doing all the planning, right? I think it's important to also um, put your faith and trust into the person that did the planning. If you're not gonna be one of the people actually doing the work, don't question it and just enjoy it, embrace it, make that moment great and enjoyable. Right? You're there to celebrate the groom, so let loose, let have fun, and enjoy it.
Yeah, if you didn't offer or ask to help plan it, then you have no right to criticize it or be the Debbie Downer. Totally agree with you, man. Um, well, I guess then piggybacking off that, then be open minded about the whole trip. I think one of the really cool things and what we're really seeing, some of these cities have so much to offer, and like ones that we didn't even really know about or even think about for a bachelor party, kind of are turning out to be the most surprising ones. We had Miami on there, and it's kind of what you expected of Miami, but some of these other ones that were like, I haven't really thought about this before, and let's hear about this experience. It's been really cool for us to kind of dive into some of these cities. So don't just downplay a city right away. Be open minded, and it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, yeah, and exactly like you said, I think more from our perspective too. We were probably expecting more crazy wild stories and that sort of thing. But something that I mean personally has learned throughout this process is, there's a lot of wholesome moments too. You get a lot of these moments where guys come on and say, "It was this moment where I'm like, man, this is just like what I love, like all my guys here, kind of one last time before we take a different step in life. Um, so yeah, I mean, absolutely love the crazy stories, and that's like what the bachelor party gets the rap for. But you got to make sure there's room for the wholesome moments too.
Yeah, I think somebody even mentioned in the one time, not to be quoting anybody here, but it's take that mental screenshot of what's going on. To soak it all in. At its core, it's not just about these parties that are going on. It's really just about being with the boys, and maybe it's going to be the last time you're with the boys like this before. life changes. So definitely soak it in. I like that a lot. I think my last takeaway, my biggest one, is something that you want to drive home. The reason this party exists is because the groom. This is the groom's party. Make sure he's in on everything, smiling, get him some drinks, make him happy. This is his trip. It's his party. It's his bachelor party. It's not just another time all the guys are getting together to hang out. It is this guy's bachelor party. Make it about him.
Yep, you got to make sure that he is enjoying it. That is very great point. I guess just to wrap things up here, right? Kind of from our point of view, we really feel like this niche that we're in has some potential going forward. We obviously love to learn about these cities, and we love hearing the crazy and the fun and wild stories. So we're going to continue to do that. But please give us your feedback. Let us know what you want to see. I feel like there's a lot of different directions that we have the potential of going in with this. So, we could get more into like the logistical side of things. We could get into, the interactions between different group members. We could get into more of the travel side. So, really just let us know. We're so excited to keep doing this. I know we keep saying that, but it really is true. So, with that, we're going to hop right into the episode. So I hope you guys enjoy.
It's the last hurrah before the big day. Stories run wild in the craziest way. From Vegas nights to the beach town vibes. We're laughing or party, you're in for a ride.
Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Drunken Suits. I'm your host, Bobby Carlson.
And I'm Will Kroboth.
We are here doing a crazy episode today. Drunken Suits takes on one of the influences of why this all started. For the first time viewers, this started because we're just some friends here that wanted to make a podcast because we didn't know where else to go. We are in that, time of year, that season where people are getting married, bachelor parties are coming around, and we didn't know where to start looking to plan them. I mean, right, Krovoth? I mean, we couldn't find anything.
Yeah, we were going back and forth, and we kept being like, "Do you know what to do here? Do you know what to do here? Where do you go? This, that, and the other." So yeah, that's kind of where the inspiration came from. And I think today we got a pretty special one lined up for you.
It is so special today. Yeah, it's the birthplace. We have a guest here that was sparked it all. He's the first person to get engaged of our group, and then started putting us on the path to plan the bachelor party. So, without further ado, I want to introduce Zach Homa.
All right. Hey, guys. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yes,
Heck
sir.
yeah,
Yes,
dude.
sir.
So wait, first question. Did you ever think out of our group that you'd be the first one married?
You know what? I honestly don't know. I think coming into it, I think I was definitely in the relationship for the longest, and we've all been in different relationships at different points. So I feel like it's kind of a horse race. People were kind of jumping ahead, and then I feel like I kind of took the lead there late there, finishing up.
You did take the lead, and I mean, we're all surprised that you were able to talk to any girl ever. So
Yeah.
and really shocking now that you're engaged. So congrats to you, though. Congrats. Hey, cheers,
Yeah.
boys. Congrats.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, huge congrats, dude. That's
Huge congrats.
massive.
Yeah, man. Now, we're all so happy for you. We're happy that one, that you're getting married, two, that it's to an awesome woman. We love her. Three, you were able to have the birth of Drunken Suits, and you could say that you're the one of the main reasons for that.
Yeah, definitely.
But dude, bachelor party season though. How about it?
Yeah, it's incredible.
What are your just initial reactions, thoughts when we say bachelor party? Bobby's planning it. What's going through your head?
Well, I think anytime you're talking about a bachelor party, you're immediately fired up. You got all your friends together. I mean, you could be hanging out by a dump. You could be hanging out in the dump drinking beers with your friends, and it's like the best time ever. So when you add a whole element of drinking at bars and all kinds of stuff. I mean, it could only go up from there. So, I think anytime you talk about it, you get real fired up.
Hell yeah, let's
You know,
go.
I want my real first question though to be this, and I want you to really consider it. Okay, this might pull at the heart a little bit, and it's a kind of a serious one.
Yeah.
Are you getting married just to have a bachelor party?
Oh, it's definitely on your radar. Anytime you're having.
I
Now, if
I
that was the case,
yeah.
I would have been married a few times.
Bachelor party only can get better each time, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh man, this better be the only time.
Yeah.
Once and one and done.
And it's kind of nice. You got a good group here, as much as though we're not that versed in bachelor parties yet. We're taking this full on, right?
Yeah,
This isn't
absolutely.
just
I mean,
planning. We decided to make a whole podcast about it. So
yeah.
as much as you're doing the wedding planning, you got a good group here planning this out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an absolutely loaded squad. Viewers at home, there's just 5 absolute dogs coming to New Orleans, and it's going to be a great time. So I'm looking forward to it.
7.
It,
7, yeah, added 2. We
wait,
found
so
2 homeless people to come with us, so that's going to be awesome.
That would be
I was
awesome.
gonna
Though,
say, are you
actually.
gonna expose the 2 that aren't dogs right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it us? Like what?
It's the 2 of us. It's us 2.
Yeah. Jeez. No,
All right, wait. So
we're so excited too. We are so excited.
Yeah.
yeah, I can't tell you. Every time we get done filming one of these or talking about it, it's always like, man, I can't wait for New Orleans. It's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
But all right, so you said, and I love it. Right, you're hanging with your boys. You could be at a dump. Amazing, amazing. So we're gonna flip it then. What is something that you do not want to happen on the bachelor party?
That's tough. People getting in trouble. Whenever you got a bunch of people drinking, you always got to watch out for stuff. You're getting on flights, people losing IDs, all that stuff can happen when you're drinking. So that's always something to kind of watch out for. You got to be a little bit locked in on that. But yeah, as long as nobody's arrested, I think that would constitute a good trip.
So I feel like you just brought up a past episode of losing IDs. You've probably heard Dan's episode of Miami, him losing his ID and his wallet,
Yeah.
and that's really funny. But I don't know. Have you listened to the other episodes and picked up on when we do the segment? Don't be this guy. We're
Oh
talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
you a
definitely.
lot.
Yeah.
Just for the viewer out there, he's the one that doesn't put sunscreen on ever and wears the long sleeves and gets bubbles on his skin.
Yeah. Is New Orleans hot? Is it gonna be hot down there? I got no idea.
Sure is, man. Sure is.
Yeah.
And in case you couldn't tell, he also is the vibes guy a lot of times too. So
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, New Orleans is hot, but we're going in February, which is pretty nice. Then we got your wedding in March. So
Yeah.
it's a good little time frame there. I was thinking we're going just for any viewers that want to come party in New Orleans, we're going the week before Mardi Gras of 2026. Not bad.
it's gonna be great. I think that's like perfect time because you're gonna balance that fun culture and basically Mardi Gras atmosphere while also getting, a lot of us are young and we're not like raking in the money at this point, so we're gonna be able to save a little bit there. So I love that time frame, and especially along with times with the wedding too. But Zach, how you feeling? You think that's gonna be enough time? You liking that time frame?
Yeah. Just saving up that PTO. Kids are gonna need a sub that day, and it's just gonna be how it is. So, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot of time. It's gonna be. I think it's also good having a bachelor party very close to a wedding because I think it takes off some of that pressure. Because when you're hanging out with your friends, it's a time to turn your brain off, have a couple drinks, hang out. And I feel like that's good right before a wedding. Because there's a lot of people coming in, a lot of families. And it's not just your family. You got all kinds of families coming in. You don't know how people are going to mix, so it's good to definitely just drink, take your brain off stuff, have fun for a weekend, then get ready, kind of to move into the wedding. Then
Totally agree. Love to hear that. Well, then I also want to bring this up. So we brought up New Orleans. Now, you didn't come to me saying, hey, man, I want to do a bachelor party in New Orleans. And I kind of want to bring that out for the viewer. What were some of your requirements that led me to New Orleans? What, like, when I was like, what do you want in a bachelor party? What did you tell me?
I kind of said whatever. I just kind of left it open ended. I mean, you guys are great with kind of picking out stuff and like making themed events. I'm kind of a guy who just like, we'll have a couple drinks, see where the night takes us kind of guy. But you guys are big kind of planners and like all the details and excursions and parts of a. So I kind of just left it up to Bobby. I was like, hey, whatever you plan, man, I'll be on board. I just don't like I don't like hiking. So I was like, no hiking.
Yeah.
Not a fan of hiking. Like fishing, golf, I think would be fine, but if I'm going on one of your bachelor parties taking a hike, it's going to be brutal.
Which easily could happen for either Cromoth or I. Just saying.
Yeah,
When
Oh
you're
yeah.
going on that could happen.
And I
yeah,
kind of, now that I know that, I kind of want to do a hike on mine now. Just
yeah.
putting that out there. You should have told me.
We're far from that, though. Two single dudes over here, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little far away.
yeah. But you also said you want to be drinking with the boys every night. You want to do like something. You said just do plan something in there, and maybe if it had a casino at some point or strippers at some point, that could be fun,
Yeah,
right?
definitely. You're gonna get me in trouble here, the
Yeah.
host.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're all right. Yeah, I'm a big like kind of team guy when it comes to it. Like, I might not be the biggest like casino guy where I'm laying down hundreds on the blackjack table, but it's good for morale. Everybody kind of gets into the casino and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely.
So absolutely. So I mean, I took what you said to me, all of that, and I took just knowing who these guys are and knowing you, and that's how I came to New Orleans, right? So New Orleans has tons of bars. It has one of the most bar heavy streets in America. It has breweries to go to. It has stuff that isn't just drinking that could be fun there too, and it's seasonal. Since you're in March, you don't want to do it too early or too close. So that February mark is like where it's going to still be a good warm place to go. And that's kind of how I got to New Orleans, and I think it's a bucket list place people want to go. So that's kind of for the viewer how I did that as the best man is heard what he wanted, took in the vibes of everybody, and got to New Orleans.
Yeah, and I think Bobby's might be being a little humble here too. You definitely did a lot of work. I know some of the things you'd be bouncing ideas off me, but I mean, he really considered every single person that's going to be on this trip, and was like, "Hey, you think this guy's going to like it? Is he going to like doing this?" It was all very well thought out. So I know he's not going to say that. I just had to throw that in there.
I appreciate it. I appreciate that. I'll take it. No, it is a lot of work planning a bachelor party. And hey, if your group needs help, reach out to Drunken Suits. We'll see what we could do. Um, but so, Homo, what month is it now?
This is true. May, May. Yeah.
It is May. Bachelor party coming up in February. Do you know where we're at in the planning process?
No idea, to be honest
Yeah,
with
you
you.
do. We were just talking about this. So
Yeah, we talk a little bit about it. I don't know where you are with everything. Like, um, yeah, I don't know.
so
I heard some bits
So,
and pieces, but
well, you
yeah.
have like an understanding of the idea that's happening. You're just saying like you don't the logistics behind it and the planning specific stuff. You're not on.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely, yeah.
So can I? All right, I'm gonna go through kind of the stuff I've done so far, and if I'm lying or anything, you tell me straight up. It's cool.
All right.
But here's like the stuff I did. So once I picked the spot, I called you and I called the bride to be and said, "Here's where I'm thinking. Here are some of the stuff I'm thinking of. How are you feeling about this?" And you know, taking into consideration everybody in the group, Like, is this something that you would like want to do for your bachelor party? After I got the yes from you and the bride to be, is when then I called everybody that was going and said, hey, this is what I've kind of got planned out. Does this date work for everybody? Once all the dates got confirmed, then I went into more of the itinerary and the pricing I found for different events. And then and once everybody said, okay, now we're kind of at that stage where people are starting to look into flights. I have the VRBO booked that we're going to be staying at. So now it's kind of like just getting things booked in and ready to go.
Yeah, definitely. I know
Getting
it's your show. Can I ask a question?
no,
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Don't listen to him. Of course you can ask a question.
What was the toughest part of planning all this? Was it the dates, or was it the location, or finding out things to do? What do you think was the toughest part of planning a bachelor party, or this bachelor party?
yeah. Well, I mean, what I've learned from the show was a big thing was don't overplan things. The things that you are planning, do your research on, but don't overplan. You know, like I almost wanted to fill up day by day with the different events and different things I had, just because I wanted to make sure it was a fun thing. But it's also you got to consider like you got to keep in the back of your mind. Everybody's paying for this stuff, and you got to make it sure it's fun. And if you overplan, people are just going to be like zombies there, and they're not going to actually just enjoy it. So it was doing the research of what's going to be the best time there and what's going to work it out. But it's a lot of research, man. Looking at different, like, you got to think, like, okay, am I wanting hotels closer to the street, or do I want an Airbnb closer to like Bourbon Street, or do I go further away and have like kind of a nicer place, maybe for less money? And then it's like, all right, that's just like the living area. What do I want out of the living area too? Do I want to have, a hotel with a rooftop pool that overlooks Bourbon Street, or do I want, a place where I could go back and grill at night or like jump in water or like whatever it could be, maybe not in the South, Gators, whatever. But, it's all in consideration. And
Yeah.
then that's just like the living. Then you got to think about like dinners. How are we all getting food there? What about drinks when we're not out at bars? What events are we going to, and how are we getting there? Are we staying somewhere safe? Like, so there's so much things to consider and so much research that goes into it. I think that's like the hardest part of planning, but it wasn't the decision of, is this going to be fun or not? Coordinating the dates with everybody in the group was pretty easy. So to answer your question, that was a long answer, but to answer the question was just the research behind the decisions I did make so far.
I got you.
And I think another thing too that we kind of learned from this show is kind of the earlier you start thinking about it and planning it, the better, because right, everybody can kind of block off their schedule now. It's almost a year away, right? It's pretty far in advance. We'll set this date aside. So I think that was just another good takeaway that we've learned, and you definitely, Bobby, were able to implement. But now I have a question for you. So I'm
Yeah.
going to get a little more serious here. So you're asking Bobby what the hardest part is. So what would you say like the most insightful or most like learning experience was in this wedding planning process?
I think definitely the people. Well, also you got to take in. I think one thing as you're going through planning a wedding, you got to prioritize what's important to you. You got to pick like three things. Like if you're a big food person, you got to make sure if food's going to be your priority, then you got to cut back on other stuff. Unless you have like a bazillion dollars, then you can do whatever you want. You have ice
Yeah.
sculptures and all kinds of stuff. But if you're just an average 25-year-old planning a wedding, you got to find out what's important to you. Is it music? Is it this? So we kind of ultimately found that kind of food was going to be pushed on the back end. We're going to go a little cheaper on food, and then kind of more focus on the atmosphere, the open bar, all of those kind of things. We kind of found, and people too. People's a thing you got to factor in. Having 150 people, or you're going to do 50 people. So all those kind of
Mhm.
things you got to prioritize, which makes it tough, but you got to cut on something to keep it going.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I respect that you are in on the planning and it's not just the bride to be.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty low on the totem pole of wedding decisions, but I definitely get CC'd on the emails.
So, bachelor party though, before the wedding, what is the bride to be's expectations of you as the groom to be on a bachelor party? Has she set any rules for you, or did she kind of lay out, hey, this is too far, or this is like, I need your friends to understand this, or anything like that?
No, no, she didn't have too many expectations. I think the tough part about bachelor parties is because you're asking other people to do something for you. So that's always something that you got to kind of jump out. It's like, hey, they're sacrificing time at work, they're taking time off, they're planning this too. I think was one thing I was just like, I hope this is fun for everybody, that everybody gets something out of it if you're putting money down and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't know. I didn't really have any ground rules as long as I'm not in New Orleans State Penitentiary by the end of it. It'd be a good time.
Yeah.
We're getting eaten by a gator. Are
Yeah,
the
getting
gators
tore up.
worrying you? Are they scaring you?
I don't know. I don't. I'd
Like,
probably
all right,
wrestle one.
all right. Oh, you're gonna wrestle one.
Yeah, a couple Coors Lights, jump
Gonna
in there.
wrestle? Gonna
Yeah,
wrestle one?
So you're just like Bobby. You're gonna crack the beer right on its tooth, huh?
yeah, definitely.
Incredible.
Oh man.
I hope none of the places that I am trying to book listen to this and they're like, yeah, no, you're not allowed to come. I know you guys are
Yeah.
trying to wrestle one.
Okay, so are you familiar with like Bourbon Street at all?
Not at all, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Just on movies and TV shows. I know for Mardi Gras they do the baby cake, but that's about it. And there's
Okay.
crawfish down there. That's about all I know.
Crawfish
All
is
right.
maybe tip of the iceberg, but yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Crobo, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think there's definitely going to be a lot of things that are going to be new, and I hope you're excited about. But I'm just going to use that as like a frame of reference, right? So Bourbon Street obviously can get pretty crazy. You've seen movies and stuff. So I guess on a scale of like 1 to like 3 a.m. on Bourbon Street, what is your expectations for like the vibes? Where are people getting to on that scale?
I don't know. I think they're going to be high. Whenever you're going into like a short, long weekend kind of vacation, I think you gotta take advantage of every single night. And I know with you guys, you'll be taking advantage of it and stuff too. Um, but yeah, you know what? I'm just excited. I don't have a lot of expectations. Like I said earlier, drinking at the dump would be fine. Um, but yeah, I'm just excited to hang out with you guys. As you get older, I think it's one of the toughest things is getting everybody together, because everybody kind of gets sucked into their own lives. So I think it'll just be good to hang out with you guys and whatever happens or, I'm okay with. I don't really have super high expectations. I need this, that, just having a
Mm-hmm.
good time with the guys.
Okay, all right. So we don't need to be running like four verts every play. We can mix
No,
in a run
no.
or two. You
Yeah.
can run the ball a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
For
here's
those
an
that don't
interest.
know, he's very involved in the football program. So uh, had to throw that in there for him.
Oh, this was.
I appreciate
You're talking to the coach of the year last year.
it. Yeah.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah.
Golf
Thank you.
claps.
Thank you.
Yep.
So I think this is a cool aspect. Not so cool for me, I guess. But of the 7 people in your bachelor party, which is including you, there is 3 that are single, 2 on this show, which is
Yeah.
kind of crazy when you think about it like that. You and one other person are engaged, the rest are dating, and then you got the stragglers that are single. Now you know, you're gonna be having fun and everything, but the single dudes, I want to hear what are your expectations on should a bachelor party be more focused on everybody's just trying to have a good time with the groom, or can they, try to pick up chicks too?
That's a great question. I'm all for single guys picking up chicks. I think that's why it's awesome that we have a mix. A mix of people, because it's like if you were going on a bachelor party with 7 single guys, like that would kind of suck in its own way. But when you have a mix, you got guys trying to meet chicks, you got guys hanging out. just having a good time. I think it's going to be very cool that we have like a mix of everybody, you know. So not
Mhm.
everybody's priorities are on one thing, but it's all. I think that goes back to what I said. I think just everybody's putting in money, everybody's taking off work. I think everybody should have a good time.
So
So, I
then,
mean, obviously, you're being very, considerate of everyone else, and we know, you're pretty very laid back, kind of go with the flow, which is awesome. Do you think that is kind of across the board, like most bachelor parties, most guys getting married are going to be on that same wavelength, or do you think that's more unique to your situation and just your style?
I don't know. I think there's definitely guys who might like want it to be about them or all about one activity. Like, you know, you probably have guys who are like, let's just make this a golf trip and let's just golf all weekend. And then there's probably other guys who are like, let's make this like all strip club kind of thing too. You know what I mean? Like
mhm.
everybody, I think to each his own. I think it's a very personal experience. Um, I think that's also what's cool about this is because we're not just focused on one thing. Like we're not just going there to golf or we're not just going there to do one thing. Like we have a nice spread of activities, which I think appeals to everybody.
I love that answer.
Definitely.
Love it.
So with that spread of activities, is do you know them off your head here? Like, would you be able to tell some of the viewers what some of these activities are that I was able to set up?
Yeah, so he called me and told me about the number one thing is Gator Tour. Uh, I think personally that's awesome. That's right up my alley. I don't like you think about New Orleans on movies and TV shows. It's like you think about the Gators. Um, yeah, and I think the brewery tour is cool. I'm a big like craft beer guy, and I think a lot of people in our group appreciate good beers. Not that we won't sling 50 Coors Lights, but I think it's nice to sometimes sample beer when you're in a town because everywhere has very unique breweries. And then just nightclubbing and casino and all that kind of stuff is, I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I think so too. So then getting into that kind of riskier side, I don't want to get you in trouble with the bride to
Yeah,
be probably still in the same room as you, probably
yeah,
staring at you right now, listening to
yeah,
this. But say one night we do get into that riskier stuff there, go into a strip club or something or a casino. Now you have family here too. So you have some college friends coming, some hometown friends, and
yeah.
then a family member. Is it get awkward with that family member coming as the groom?
You know what? I people talk about strip clubs all the time. That's about the girls and stuff. I think one of the best parts is just the camaraderie. It's cheap beer. You're all hanging out. You know what I mean? It's funny half the time. I think it's more about that than like nobody's going to a strip club like trying to find a date. You know what I mean? Like it's just kind of it's good like good just good fun. You know what I mean?
Okay, so she is in the room with you.
Jeez.
All right, so she can hear us right now. Cool. Okay, appreciate that one. It's really just about the guys there. Yeah. All right. Good answer.
Yeah. Oh man.
You're definitely gonna get him in trouble after that one, Bobby.
Yeah.
That
Oh
was
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The one-time guest on here.
he's gonna owe you a couple rounds at least
yeah.
beyond just the bachelor party.
Yeah. Fair
All
enough.
right,
Fair
well,
enough.
how about this? I guess on a similar lines, maybe not as risky, but say we're out at a bar. Um, if you don't want to say, I get it too, but we can always cut it out. Who out of everyone going you think is the first one that would get kicked out of a bar?
I don't know. It might be myself. To be completely honest with you, probably myself.
I mean, and maybe we're probably gonna all be buying you shots, feeding you drinks.
Yeah.
Like you're not paying for it, so I that was probably the smart answer to not single anybody out. I was good answer.
Nobody on my. Everybody's got bad nights.
Yeah.
You never know. You know.
And I don't want you singling people out again, too. So you could say what group it comes from: college friend, hometown friend, or family member. And, we'll know, but maybe not the viewers. Let's kind
Yeah.
of play this game of uh, who would be the first person that you would think would get up on stage and start singing at one of these bars?
I'd have to go with you, Bobby, on that one.
Okay, you could have
He
said
went right
hometown
to
friend.
singling you
Yeah,
out.
you could have
He
said
went right to
hometown friend.
singling
No,
you out.
hometown friends. It's your show.
It's me. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. What Crowbot? Give us another one. First one to
Oh
do
man.
something.
Oh, man, I was gonna bring the Gator thing up. All right, first one to wander off and get lost from the rest of the group.
College friends. College
Okay.
friends get some wanderers, man.
First one to throw up from drinking too much.
Myself. Hands down. That's hands down.
All right. Okay.
And that might be on the airplane to there.
uh,
You never know with those delayed flights. You might just start drinking.
yeah, very true. Okay.
Airport beers, they hit different,
Yeah.
Them termies.
Yeah, definitely.
Who's the first one? All right. Who's the first one to forget their plane ticket?
I don't know. Will might have to bring you up in the Bahamas. Had a
Oh,
little fumble, little strip sack on the passport, fell into the sand.
man,
Yeah.
that is a good call. That is a good
Yeah.
call.
Yeah.
So-
But Will's pretty locked in. I'd probably
Yeah.
go myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the guy that picks up the wrong luggage at the airport.
Yeah. That's
Funny
tough,
story,
too.
but yeah, you've done
Yeah.
that one before.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be you on that one. I know
Yeah,
we're
might
not
be.
answering, but I'm saying you.
Yeah.
First
All right.
one, if there. Okay, well, last one.
Yep.
One group, one person were to end up getting arrested. Who would it be? What group?
I don't know. I'd probably go college friends.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, there could be a college friend or two that.
All right.
Yeah, you don't have to go into more about it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So wait, I
Wow.
did come up with another switching gears here, but based
Yeah.
off of what Bobby was saying, karaoke song. We force you to go on stage. What are you picking? What are you going with?
Oh, that one Creed song. Been practicing in the car in case that ever comes out.
What, like 6 feet from the
I'm
edge?
6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking. That'd be a great one for karaoke. You don't have to have the best voice. You don't have to have pipes to carry on. You just got to get really into that second part. I feel like everybody at the karaoke bar or the bar would be going crazy to that.
Yeah, but the
This
funny
was
thing
thought
is,
out.
if we sign you up, I'm picking the song you have to sing.
Yeah,
gonna be like-
Margaritaville's another good one. You could always drop.
It's gonna
that
be
one
more
out.
like the Ave Maria.
Oh, that's a tough one. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to ad-lib.
I won't let him do that one to you.
Yeah.
Or like I feel like a woman, maybe.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, that's it. That was gonna be the one I'm gonna pick for you.
Yeah.
Well, man, I can't wait for Louisiana. I think it's gonna be such a great time. Those events that you just talked about, I think are gonna be just killer. We got a good group here. Even if everybody doesn't know each other all that well, I think we're gonna mesh real well. I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, definitely. I think anytime you get a bunch of guys together, it always works out.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Well, it's gonna be a good time. I guess one more thing. How did you kind of go about? Right, you're the one who told Bobby who you wanted on the bachelor party. How did you go about kind of narrowing down that list and deciding ultimately on who you decided on?
I kind of keep a wolf pack of friends. So when I went through it, I was like, everybody I'm friends with, do they all fit? Yes. Can I get my stepbrother involved? Yeah. Full roster. That's it.
Boom.
Yeah, so
All right.
if you have a small wolf pack of friends, I think it's pretty easy. If you're like loaded up with friends, have 50 friends, I think you might have to make some cuts, but I didn't have to cut anybody. I could probably add people if I met somebody. In the next couple of months, I might add somebody.
That'd
Find
be
a homeless
great
guy.
for all my planning.
Throwing-
That'd be great. Yeah, I would appreciate
Yeah.
that one. Yeah.
Have some like real gruff looking homeless guy. Yeah. He's my new bachelor. We're brothers now.
I could see you doing that on the trip, just finding
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah,
And
I met him on the airplane.
All
Wild
right.
card.
I'm going to throw out a huge curveball, put you on the spot here.
Yeah.
So we've been talking about your bachelor party coming up. And the nice thing is we know you so well that we could like pick out things that we think you would really like.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm putting you fully on the spot, so it's okay to take a breath here. But
Yeah.
what is one event that you would pick for Crobath and myself's bachelor party, and like you could do one each, that you think would just kill for us?
All right. So, you guys are obviously big, like kind of outdoorsy guys. You're all about the vibes and nature. One thing that I absolutely be on Bobby's canoeing. I
Brewing.
think, yeah, cabrewing. I think definitely with some beers, floating down a river, doing something like that. I feel like is Bobby's speed. Well, it's tough to say. I think I don't know. I would go hiking, but I don't know if that fully represents you. Um, I don't know. I think maybe some live music. I feel like Will's always a
Yeah.
big
Oh
live
yeah.
music guy, cracking some cold beers, some classic rock. They're playing a good cover up there. I think that's Will's kind of vibe.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
I think that's pretty
Yeah,
good calls. I think that's pretty good calls.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to keep
Making
it
us.
fair, I'll throw out one for Crobath then that I think, well, I thought would be going to like a sports game of any kind would just
Oh,
be
that'd be
like
good.
electric for Crobath.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Always down. Always down
Yeah.
for some sporting events.
Well,
Yeah.
let's
I
keep it
mean,
fair. You got to throw one at me then.
that's what I was gonna say. I think Homa kind of almost nailed it right on the head. But I think renting a boat out on a lake somewhere, getting this guy, getting him out there, maybe like a little like slide off the end of it or something, just to get a little more activity just over the top. I think that would be perfect. Cooler
Yeah,
full of drinks, tunes cranking.
yeah. It sounds like we all know each other a little too well. I think we all just love everything we just said.
yeah.
I think the brewery tour for you, Homa. I mean, if you want to give yourself a little prop here on the Untapped, you're pretty famous on there, and your dad is too.
Yeah, I got about 435 check-ins. It's not a big deal. If you could edit in one of those big like banners below that says
Yep,
435, that'd be awesome for the
I
actual
got
show.
you. I could throw in your Untapped
Yeah,
username, get some
yeah,
followers.
yeah, yeah, yeah. On tap's awesome. I love craft beers. Good vibes.
He's always calling me out when I rank a beer, and he's like, he thinks it's too low. He's like, hey, what's with you giving a 3.5 to that one? What the hell?
Yeah, a little background on that for our host. He gave a New Zealand Pilsner that was ranked third in the country. Third in the country, had a big or a small gold badge next to it. Give it a 3.5. I don't know what beer impresses this guy.
3.5 out of 5, and it goes in
Yeah,
intervals of 0.25, just for the
yeah,
viewer.
I'm
yeah,
tough to impress, man. What can I say?
yeah, definitely.
You like what you like. You like what you like.
Yeah,
Cheers to that.
yeah.
So, all in all, bachelor party coming up. You're feeling good. Is there anything you want the viewers to know that about bachelor parties, wedding season, everything going on, like what you've been feeling, just anything, like anything that the viewer should know about what's going on in the life of the groom to be?
I think, hey, anytime you're planning a bachelor party, you got to have a great group of friends. I think I got a great group of friends who are real flexible and willing to kind of do stuff. And I think it doesn't matter whether you go to Allentown, Pennsylvania for a bachelor party or go wherever. I think it's always about the people you're with and having a good time and making sure people vibe. Because there's a lot of pieces going into a bachelor party, and people might shy away from it with wedding costs. But I do think it's important to go and have a good time and have a good crew around you.
That was incredible.
That was
Did
I
you have that one
appreciate it.
rehearsed?
No, no.
had some tears there. Oh my gosh.
I
Yeah.
know.
felt like that was the Burt Kreischer. Like, I'll never give up drinking. Like,
Yeah.
I was ready there. Put some music behind that. Jeez.
Fire me up. I'm ready to
Fire
run
me
through a
up.
brick wall.
Get the boys.
Yeah.
Always have the boys at heart. What a true player out here.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what I had for my questions of what your expectations are. But Homa, I would love to have you come on. Maybe we'll get you an interview during it, but come on after and kind of talk about, did it meet these expectations and how you're feeling after.
Yeah, definitely. Have me on anytime.
All right. And you thought we were done. We still got Zach here with us. This time for our next segment. This segment, we're going to do best beers, the best locations to have a beer at. So, for example, a bar beer. You're going out in the bar, you're having a beer, right? I'm sure everybody can appreciate a bar beer. That's not the most exciting. But we're going to go around. We're going to name our favorite places to have a beer. You guys good with that? You understand?
What, top 3? Go around 3 times?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, so Zach, we'll throw it over to you first. Walk us through what you're thinking, and yeah, let's go.
All right. So probably are we starting with 3 or are we going 1?
Up to you.
I'll start with
you
number 3.
decide it.
Okay.
Okay.
I think one of the best beers, very underrated, I think is backyard beers. I think whether it's a grad party, hanging outside, or you're just going out to kill a 6-pack outside, I think backyard beers is one of my favorites. Maybe you got some classic rock coming on over the speaker a little bit. You're relaxing, taking in that sun right at your house. I think backyard beers is one of the most underrated beers.
Oh,
That's a good poll.
right.
I like it.
I like it.
All right. Krobo, you got next.
Okay. I'm gonna go with tailgating beers. Right.
Ooh.
Sporting event. You're with your friends, your buddies. You're getting ready to go into a football game, a baseball game. Whatever it may be. You can tailgate anything. It doesn't have to be a sporting event. But it's one of those, you're like tailgating or you're drinking in a place where maybe it's not typical, it's out of the ordinary. Having some good food with it too, usually in the sunshine. Just a great time.
Tailgating your kid's U9 lacrosse game, whatever it is. Yeah, I like it. That's a good poll too. That's good. This one, I feel like is a little bit different on my end, and it's actually, I think it's just, it needed to be said first. I don't know if it's necessarily my third, but it just needed to be said, and I wanted to grab it before you guys grabbed it. Probably, maybe it's my number 1. I don't know, but the best tasting beer is a free beer. Anytime it's free.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good one. I gotta give it to you. That's can't beat that.
It's good, right? It's good. If it's free, doesn't matter where it is, when it is. It's a free beer. Great. Homa, take us with your next poll.
So I think this one might be another little underrated one. Post-court beers. You just beat that case and you're having a couple beers. You may have just avoided a felony or a misdemeanor, but hey, you're having a couple beers with maybe your lawyer. Yeah. I guess I'm going to pick a broad category. I guess just summer beers. I think just as soon as as soon as you get off school or whatever, you're having some beers. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to change it one more time. I'm sorry. I'm calling a bunch of audibles here. Check. All right. Let's go. When you're first having your beer, you're sneaking a beer out of your dad's fridge or whatever. I think those beers are unmatched. They're always memorable.
It is memorable. I mean, the first beer with your dad, or like he says, "Go grab me one," and you grab 2, and you just sit there and see if he says anything. I like it. It's a good poll.
So underrated. One of my favorites, shower beer. It just hits different, whether it be after like a long day of like some sort of physical labor. Maybe you're moving apartments, maybe you're doing some yard work, or even just getting up real early, beginning of the tailgate, shower beer. It's just hits different.
You know what I think it is with shower beers for me? It's the warm water with a cold beer. It's like just that combo, and then it gets you ready for the end when you just go cold for a good minute in there. It just, I don't know, just gets everything going, right? You feel
Fires
good.
you up.
Yeah, it does fire me up. I love a good shower beer. This might be a classic for me to say. I feel like it's already kind of been said this episode, but Cabrewing, man.
That was gonna be my next one. Dang it! I should have took it.
It tastes so good. You got the sun on you. It could be a cabrew. It could be like the canoe, the kayak, the paddleboard, and in a tube. But like you're floating somewhere, you're going somewhere. Beautiful scenery, warm weather, nice cold beer. Oh, great.
I love that pick. I'm mad. I'm mad I didn't grab it. Zach.
Well, Homa,
Oh, I'm up again. All
give
right.
me the number one pick for Zach Homa.
I don't know. There's so many. You guys kind of took all the good ones. I'm going to keep a classic answer. Good beers with good friends. So I think whenever you have a good crew of some old friends, maybe some new friends, coworkers, I don't know, just getting together with some new people and having some beers. I think sometimes it's not always about the beer; it's about kind of the memory that goes with it.
All right.
That was maybe the softest answer I've ever heard, but
all right,
I respect it.
Beers.
Yeah.
When you drink a lot and get in a fight.
When your new friend is some guy you just fought, and then you go in and get a beer together. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Honestly, there's one you left out, Homa, and I really thought it was going to be yours. But I'll see if Crowbar
We'll touch it at
picks
the
it.
end. Yeah, touch it at the end. Yeah, no, I see where you're coming from, Zach. I feel like we're in postseason baseball, and I just threw my two aces, and now I'm like, oh, damn, who do I throw now? I'm gonna go with airport beers.
Ooh.
They're always just something, and usually because it's like usually doing a flight in the morning, so it's something different. It's fun. It's unique. Usually you're going to do something like a vacation or at least some sort of fun activity. So it's like a fun start to that. I'm gonna go with airport beers.
I hear you on it's a fun start to wherever you're going in the destination. But on the flip side, your flight gets delayed and you get a beer then in the meantime. It's like that pissed off, this is my relief and it tastes good. Airport beers, they can hit for multiple reasons.
They are versatile. That is a great
versatile.
Call.
I like it. I like that a lot. Versatile airport beers. So I'm going to say, Homa, what I thought you were definitely going to hit was the first beer that's good out of a kegerator. I know you're a big kegerator guy.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, on draft is definitely a top one.
On draft, it's good, but like a kegerator at a party, like I know you get genuinely excited when you see a kegerator come out. Like,
oh yeah,
someone's
definitely.
like, "Oh, just go to the kegerator over there." I see the tingle in your eyes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But I'm going to bring this full circle. Not that you guys asked me to, but I am going to. I'm going to say the number one beer is the first beer on a bachelor party. There
I love
it is.
it.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's a little cheesy. But you got to say, like, all the friends come together and maybe you haven't seen them in a while. And I think it really opened my eyes when Dan said it in the first episode there, or second, whatever it was, where it was just the realization that you're about to go into a bachelor party with some of your best friends and family, and it's just going to be the wildest time that you're never going to forget. And then you have that beer. It's the first cheers. Cheers to the groom. I think that's awesome. I think that there's so much behind that beer.
It is. It really is, right? The first drink that you have is really a cool way to bring everyone together, right? We saw it in Austin. We saw it in the Fort Lauderdale episode. There's both alluded to those there. It's like, first beverage you have, everybody kind of like gets to let their hair down, settle in, and be like, all right, it's time to have a weekend.
Absolutely, and I think I'm so excited. I'm so excited for it. I think that beer is going to taste good. There's definitely some others that we didn't bring out.
Oh yeah.
That is there any honorable mentions you guys want to go through right now? Any ones that you're on the list that you kind of shocked didn't come through?
I thought of a couple. Zach, did you wanna rip any?
No, you go first. I'm still thinking.
All
Mm-hmm.
right. So one I immediately thought of, and I thought one of you two might grab it, was golf course beers.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's I
It
thought
is good.
going along the outdoors vibe, but go ahead, Bobby.
I was gonna say that is good. My only thing I didn't pull it was because on golf courses I don't always necessarily get beer. A lot of times I'll get like a transfusion or a screwdriver, or, something different. So it's up there. Don't get me wrong. Oh, it's up there, but I didn't put it in my top three.
Okay.
Rooftop beers anywhere, I think, are just high up there. I love my rooftops. I know home was a little scared of heights, but a
Yeah.
good rooftop beer tastes a little bit different on ground floor.
Yeah. I mean, Zach, if you got one, jump in. I was gonna go for another
Yeah,
one.
no, keep going.
Just thinking about that too, right? Happy hour beers. So, like, earlier in the day than you're probably normally drinking. Probably with a different crowd you're drinking, maybe with the coworkers, maybe, meeting some new people, but it's always fun to kind of mix that in there.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm gonna say my last one that I think is like a pretty good honorable mention, but it also kind of piggybacks. You had tailgating beers, but in the stadium beer.
For what? For what event?
I don't care. You're in a concert, you're in the stadium, you're actually whatever you were there for. You have your first beer there in this, like any stadium, concert, football game, baseball game, hockey game. Like it doesn't matter. You could be at Wimbledon watching tennis, but you get a beer and you're there. You're in it. That beer is going to taste good.
All right.
NASCAR beer, vroom vroom.
This guy, Zach, I bet that's on your bucket list, is to hit a NASCAR, like Indy 500 or something, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely, absolutely.
Well, you know what? Let's hit another segment later where we talk about what would be the most fun event like that, Indy 500, or you get the waste management. I don't want to, I'll just put a little teasers out there. But what kind of big events like that would be so electric for a bachelor party?
Yeah.
I like it. Zach, we might have to have you come back on and do another little cameo for that.
Oh yeah, absolutely, anytime.
All right, well, viewers, keep listening in for more segments like this. Homa, thanks again for joining us.
Oh, appreciate it.
Thanks, Zach.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. It was a little bit of a different episode this time, so wanted to make it a little bit special for the 10th episode here, and really just kind of hammer home the mini milestone that we just hit with 10 episodes.
Yeah, mini, but kind of huge too. We didn't know where this was going from the start, so it just means a lot that we have the support and have people watching. We're having so much fun, and I can't wait to keep going.
Oh man, yeah, it's been so much fun, from even just doing the research to getting to talk to all these different people. Man, it's such a journey that I didn't think we would. I don't know if I was confident we would have got this far, but I'm glad we did.
Yeah,
And we couldn't have
so
done it
good.
without everyone's support and watching, and the followers. So big shout out to you guys, right? We want to take this in the direction that you guys want to see. We hope we're helping you with this information. We hope we're entertaining you, and we want to get your feedback too. So let us
Yeah.
know. Let us know what you want to see.
Yeah, we want to know everything. If you guys like some segments that we're doing, or there's something cool that you think could be a really cool addition to what we're doing, we'll take all feedback that we can get. We're having so much fun, and we're only two guys out here. So if we haven't thought of it yet, well, like, go figure, right? So let us know. Let us know what you guys are liking, what you're not, or if there's any ideas, or if you know anybody with a crazy story. we're having so much fun doing it. So please, guys, let us know what's going on.
Yep. And I know it's always not the most fun to leave a comment or something, or share the post, or share the episode with someone, but that little bit helps us tremendously. It really helps us determine the direction you guys want to see it, and what we take this towards in the future. So again, we do really appreciate it, and we hope you keep coming back for tens and tens of episodes more.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's a wrap for episode 10. What do you think?
I think so.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
It's the last hurrah before the big day. Stories run wild in the craziest way. From Vegas nights to the beach town vibes. We're laughing, no party, you're in for a ride.